Hey Vikings fans, Skol Nation, are you fired up? Because I've got a juicy update that could shake up our offense in 2025. The rumor mill is buzzing about a potential game-changer for our Minnesota Vikings. A move that could supercharge our tight end room and give J.J. McCarthy some serious firepower. Noah Fant, a former first-round pick, just hit the free agent market, and the Vikings are in prime position to snag him. Ready to dive into why this could be huge for our purple and gold? Let's break it down. What do you think about adding Fant to the squad? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get this Vikings party started. Here's the deal. We're going deep into 10 segments to unpack this Noah Fant news, why it matters, and how it could elevate our Vikings to NFC contenders. Stick with me, because this is going to be a wild ride. Our Vikings have always leaned hard into the tight end position under Kevin O'Connell. The man loves his 12 personnel packages, 2 tight ends, 1 running back, and a whole lot of offensive chaos. Last season, we saw TJ Hockenson dominate as our TE1, racking up 95 catches for 960 yards despite missing time with a knee injury. But the secret sauce? Our third tight end, Johnny Munt, who O'Connell called the best T3 in the NFL. Munt was a Swiss Army knife, blocking, catching, and opening up the playbook. He had 17 receptions for 152 yards in 2024, but his impact went beyond stats, creating mismatches that kept defenses guessing. Problem is, Munt bolted to Jacksonville this offseason, following assistant coach Grant Udinski. That leaves a gaping hole in our tight end depth. So what's the plan? Are we really going to roll into 2025 with rookies like undrafted free agents Nick Muse or Trey Knox as our T3? Vikings fans, what do you think? Can a rookie handle that role, or do we need a veteran like Fant? Let me know below. Enter Noah Fant, the explosive tight end who just got cut by the Seattle Seahawks, saving them $9 million in cap space. Fant was a first-round pick by the Denver Broncos in 2019 and came to Seattle in the Russell Wilson trade. This guy's got pedigree, 6'4", 249 pounds, and a 4.50-second 40-yard dash that made jaws drop at the 2019 Combine. In Denver, Fant showed promise, posting over 560 receiving yards each of his first 3 seasons, with a career-high 673 yards in 2020. But in Seattle, he never quite hit that level, finishing 2024 with 48 catches for 500 yards and just 1 touchdown. Still, those numbers scream potential for a team like ours that knows how to use tight ends. Could Fant be the missing piece to keep our offense humming? Imagine him stretching the field while Hockenson works the underneath routes. Vikings fans, are you hyped for this possibility? Share your excitement in the comments. Here's where it gets spicy. Fant and TJ Hockenson were teammates at Iowa, and back then they were the talk of college football. In 2018, they combined for 37 catches, 483 yards, and 7 touchdowns, with Fant leading in receptions and scores. Analysts debated who was the better prospect, Hockenson's all-around game versus Fant's vertical speed. Hockenson won that battle, going 8th overall in the 2019 draft while Fant went 20th. But together in Minnesota, that's a dream scenario. Fant's speed could add a new dimension to our 12 personnel, making our offense less predictable. Defenses would have to pick their poison, cover Hockenson or chase Fant downfield. What's your take, Skol Nation? Would you love to see these Iowa boys reunite in purple? Drop a comment and let's talk about this dynamic duo. Let's talk numbers to see why Fant could be a fit. In 2024, the Vikings ranked 10th in the NFL with 3,892 passing yards, thanks to O'Connell's creative play calling. But our T3 production dropped without Munt, and our rookies combined for just 10 catches last season. Fant's 130 receptions for 1,400 yards over 3 years in Seattle shows he can handle a bigger role. His catch rate last year was a solid 75.5%, and he averaged 10.4 yards per catch, perfect for stretching defenses. Pair that with Hockenson's 10.1 yards per catch and Aaron Jones' 1,200-plus total yards, and our offense could be unstoppable. J.J. McCarthy would have a field day with these weapons. Vikings fans, do you think Fant's speed could open up our playbook even more? Tell me in the comments how you'd use him in our offense. But here's the catch. Signing Fant isn't a slam dunk. The Vikings have about $25 million in cap space for 2025, per ESPN, but Fant was due $8.5 million in Seattle before his release. Would he take a pay cut to join a contender like us? And what about playing time? As T2 behind Hawkinson, he'd likely see fewer targets than he did in Seattle. Fant's a competitor, and at 27, he's still in his prime. If he wants a shot at a Super Bowl, Minnesota's a great spot. Our 14 wins last season and second-place NFC North finish prove we're close. But will he buy into a reduced role to chase a ring? What do you think, Skol fans? Should the Vikings splurge on Fant or stick with the rookies? Hit the comments with your hot takes. Let's paint a picture. It's Week 1, 2025, at US Bank Stadium. J.J. McCarthy drops back, fakes a handoff to Aaron Jones, and fires a 20-yard laser to Fant streaking down the seam. Touchdown Vikings! The crowd goes wild, and Hawkinson's grinning on the sideline. That's the kind of spark Fant could bring. His vertical threat would force safeties to respect the deep ball, opening up the run game for Jones and creating space for Justin Jefferson to do his thing. Last season, Jefferson had 1,400 yards, but with Fant pulling coverage, he could push for 1,600. This offense could be a nightmare for defenses. Vikings fans, can you picture Fant in purple hauling in TDs? Drop your dream plays in the comments and let's build this offense together. Now let's address the elephant in the room, our rookies. Nick Muse and Trey Knox are hungry, but they're unproven. Muse had 4 catches for 38 yards in 2024, and Knox didn't see the field much. Relying on them as T3 in a Super Bowl push feels risky, especially with O'Connell's love for 3 tight end sets. Fant, on the other hand, has 48 career starts and experience in high-pressure games. He's a known quantity who can block and catch, even if he's not at Hawkinson's level. The question is whether GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah sees him as worth the investment over developing our young guys. What's your call, Skol Nation? Go with the veteran or bet on the rookies? Let's debate in the comments. Let's zoom out to the big picture. The Vikings are all in for 2025. After a 14-3 season and a tough playoff loss to the Rams, where Sam Darnold got sacked 9 times, we've bolstered our O-line with Ryan Kelly and Will Fries. Adding Fant would be another step toward protecting McCarthy and maximizing our offensive potential. The NFC North is a gauntlet. Detroit's coming off a division title, and Green Bay's always lurking. Fant could give us an edge in those tight divisional games, where every play counts. His Iowa connection with Hawkinson could also build chemistry that translates on the field. Vikings fans, do you think Fant could be the X-factor in the NFC North race? Share your predictions below. If the Vikings pull the trigger on Fant, it's not just about 2025, it's about building a dynasty. McCarthy's a rookie QB with sky-high potential, and surrounding him with weapons like Jefferson, Hawkinson, and Fant sets him up for success. Imagine a 2-minute drill with those 3 on the field, defenses would be toast. But there's risk. If Fant wants big money or a bigger role, it could strain our cap or disrupt the locker room. The Vikings front office has to weigh that against his upside. Still, the idea of reuniting 2 Iowa stars in Minnesota feels like fate. What's your gut saying, Skol fans? Is Fant worth the risk, or should we pass? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Alright, Vikings Nation, we've dissected this Noah Fant rumor from every angle, and it's got me pumped for what's next. The Vikings are on the cusp of something special in 2025, and adding a talent like Fant could take us to the promised land. But we need your voice in this. Should we sign him? How would you use him? Smash that like button, drop a comment with your takes, and subscribe to stay locked in for all the latest Vikings news. Don't forget to share this video with your fellow Skol fans. Let's get the whole nation talking. Skol Vikings. Let's make 2025 our year. What's the one move you want to see the Vikings make this offseason? Hit the comments, and let's keep the purple pride alive.